You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Let's joke a little, huh? Laugh a little, get that wine in your system for your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and in your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry, try again, huh? Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hit the like button. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the hood table, to all my hoodies. Make sure on your way in, you hit that like button, share the video if you like, and also subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Now, Whew. Somebody came home talking about eyes free. Praise the Lord, eyes free. I can only imagine how Bill Cosby is feeling right now, to be finally released from jail over something that really didn't vindicate him. I don't know. Just let me know how y'all feel about that. 1 second. Hey, Gwen Jones, what's up? What's going on? Yeah, y'all please come on in and let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. It's a lot going on. I mean, I kind of feel bad because what's been going on in the world right now, mostly everybody's been tuned in day and night to what's going on in Surfside in Florida with the collapsing of the building. I, for one, been watching it every single day, like literally all day while I'm working. I got the TV on, listen to all the updates, and I guess the reason why I and probably much of the world keeps continuing to watch is because we're hoping that they pull out somebody alive. So that's why I keep watching that show. But then with the Bill Cosby coming home from the joint, it's like, okay, everybody kind of loses focus and tuning into the Bill Cosby and what's going on with him, and him coming home with nobody foreseen. Like, a lot of people's like, oh, he's not gonna do his entire time, but they didn't expect him to come home this way. You said, Gwen Jones, you said, I enjoyed the live last night. Oh, thank you, and thanks for tuning in. That was so much fun. Y'all know I love to do TV show reviews, even though I haven't been doing a lot of the reviews, because y'all know when it was time for my grandbaby to be born, I told y'all I'm not gonna be on here all the time like I normally do every day doing a TV show review. So I'm getting back into the TV show reviews. I'm looking forward to what's that? Ghost. Ghost, that season is still season. It's still season 1. It's like season 1, but they only had like, I think 8 or 10, maybe 8 episodes. So it was like a mid season finale. So I'm waiting on the mid season premiere to start. So we're gonna pick back up. I review Power, Empire, all those shows, especially the colorful shows. So yeah, but I can't wait till that come back on. And there was another show that I was going to continue reviewing, but around probably fall, I'll pick back up doing a lot of the shows I normally do, once the baby gets bigger. I just be helping out a lot now, while the baby is little, helping out with his mom and dad. But yeah, so I'm glad you enjoyed the live last night. That was a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite shows. Tyler Perry's Sisters is one of my favorite shows. And again, for those of y'all who missed it, the last episode of Sisters, which was Sisters season 3, episode 2, at the beginning of the episode, that rap song, that is my niece, the one who raps our theme song, the Hood Table theme song. That song at the beginning of the last Tyler Perry episode that came on the other day, that rap song played in the beginning is my niece. So she has 6 of her songs picked up because she is a rapper, she's an artist, she's a singer, and she has 6 of her songs picked up by TV shows. So we're waiting to see where those other 5 shows are going to, what other shows they're going to go to. But her first song that was selected for TV shows by BMG Records or BMG label, they chose her song and put it on the Tyler Perry show. So again, kudos to my niece. But we had her first. But yeah, she's going to give me the opportunity to interview her too, once everything settles down, because she's a very, 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 very busy woman right now. So yes, but again, so much going on in this world. I don't know if y'all just saw that they just announced recently that Trump's organization has been indicted, and the CFO of the Trump organization has been indicted by a Manhattan grand jury. So it's a lot going on. Trump organization indicted, the CFO indicted, Bill Cosby released from prison. They still trying to figure out why we didn't learn a lot about that building that collapsed. We didn't learn a whole lot. But it was crazy because when we were talking about it last Friday on our Friday Night Live No Topics Off Limits show, we were saying something don't sound right. Something don't sound right. And then I swear to God, like a few days, if that, afterwards, all this paperwork started coming up, all these inspections that was done, saying this needs to be done, that the building is, falling down or slowly, falling down, the water damage from the pool and the garages. And when they showed the pictures of those the big structures that hold up the garage, I was like, you can fit a hole, like you can literally, in the cracks, you can literally like put your whole body up in there, stand up and turn around and walk back out. Like, so yeah, it's I don't know what's going on, but they talking about the building association. They had gave the tenants paperwork in 2018, but for some reason, because of it was so very expensive, nobody like settled on doing any type of repairs. Any type of repair. See, me personally, and my sincere condolences. I said this before. My sincere condolences to everyone that was impacted by this tragedy. This is, I'm telling you, when I first saw it, I was like, the first thing that shot through my mind was 9/11. All that concrete coming down, buildings coming down. That's the first thing that crossed my mind, even though I knew it wasn't a 9/11 event. But the same sadness that I felt then, I feel every day when I watch them pull out another body that didn't make it. So, but me personally, hey Harper Sean, hey boo, what's up to the official member? Thank you for being an official member, Harper Sean. For those of y'all who want to be an official member of the Hoodies member squad, all you gotta do is hit the join button. It's $1.99 a month, and Google takes care of that. All you do is enter your information one time, and they take care of it every month. $1.99. But yes, thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, me personally, I don't know, heck, I didn't move for less. I didn't move because the landlord didn't give me like something I asked for when I moved in. Like you said, I was getting new carpet a year done passed. Where the carpet at? You know what I'm saying? I didn't move for less. But I know how it is when you living in something and you have a mortgage, and because those are condos. A lot of people were purchasing those condos, those units. And some people were renting the condos. Um, but still, all the money. I mean, that's Surfside. That they right on the beach, so I know it costs a whole bunch of money out of their pockets to pay for that space. Like they are literally right on the beach. The last time we went to Florida, we was in Fort Lauderdale, and our hotel was like a couple of blocks from the beach. And every our hotel stay for the room that we stayed in, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was like $200 a night. We was there for like a week. We paid like $1,000. It was a lot. It was over $200 a night for the hotel that we stayed in, and it was a suite. It had bedrooms and kitchens and all that kind of stuff. Stove. We was cooking up in there, making breakfast. Um, yeah, it was over $200 a night. So I know it's very expensive to be right on the beach, but I don't know. If push comes to shove, it should be something that you could do, like vacate your lease, vacate your something if the major repairs is not being done. But I don't know. I don't know. And then they talking about this lawyer was on there this morning, one of the attorneys for one of the people who died, and the interviewer was asking, well, I appreciate your passion, how upset you are about what happened to your client. But from all the paperwork that we've been receiving, it seems like not just the condo itself, the condo organization or the builders were responsible for repairs, but also the owners, the ones who were purchasing condos in that building. Like it was supposed to be like a joint thing where everybody pitch in like a certain amount to repair the building. But I'm sure the reason probably why some people just moved in 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago. Like they talking about $18 million to repair some $18 million to repair some child. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. But again, my condolences to everybody who was impacted, everybody who was involved, everybody who's passed away, everybody who got a loved one, a friend that passed away from that condo collapse. Oh, my heart really, it really goes out to you. I just can't imagine. I really cannot imagine that. That's a lot. Can you imagine? Like, I cannot imagine. There was a once upon a time, and we gonna get back on Bill Cosby, but there was once upon a time where they was having like all these what do they call them? When a big hole develops in like a highway or a house, sink just falls through the ground. I can't remember what is the proper term is, but that was happening a lot at one point in time years ago, and I swear, like every night I would like go to sleep and I would like have nightmares that my house where I was staying was gonna fall through the ground, and it was crazy. That went on for a long time. Then finally I was like, well, hell, shit. If it's time, you know how it is. If it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. You know what I mean? But yeah, but so hopefully they'll get that all figured out with that building. Hopefully they'll find all the people who died in there, and if there's any survivors that have any chance of being still alive, I hope they'll be able to find them too before it's too late, because it's already been like a week. It's already been like a week. But yeah, so back to this Cosby thing now. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this Cosby thing. Um, he was in there for about 3 years. 3 years. He was supposed to do like 10. Again, some people, like, okay. he could get out early because he was, sentenced 3 to 10, in the prison. And of course, that was for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand in 2004. Cosby, matter of fact, he's either about to have a birthday, or I think his birthday is in a few days. He's 83, but I think he has a birthday coming up in a few days. Um, but he did like 3 years. I don't know as far as how hard the time was for him, because he is, even though, even despite his conviction, to some people, he is still like the world's favorite dad. He's still like America's dad. Like, he was known as America's dad for years. For years, up until this happened, where all these people, all these accusers, these 50 women, came forward and accused him of basically the same thing, drugging him up and then having sex with them. And I got a piece of cotton on my lip. I still say, I don't get it with these celebrities. I understand predators, their motive, maybe not their whole way of thinking, but mainly a predator, their motive is control. They have to be in control. They have to dominate. That's why most people assault people. It's this urge, it's this desire to control, to dominate, to scare, to threaten, to make you do whatever it is that they want you to do. And that's how it usually goes for people, for predators, whether it's kidnappers, sexual assault, childhood pedophiles. But when it comes to celebrities, like big time major celebrities who can have anybody they want, I'll never understand. Never understand why they gotta drug them. Why they gotta put something in their drink. Why they gotta. I don't get it. Y'all can have anybody you want, and y'all will go out of your way to take it. To take it. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. You said I have not read up on that story. I am not in the mental space to deal with. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. How Tracy says, it's a lot going on, y'all. She be like, "Hey, y'all, it's a lot going on, y'all." I love me some Tracy. Some Tracy. She's a YouTuber. For those of y'all who don't know or might not be familiar with her, but she is a YouTuber. Tracy. She got like 3 channels now. Tracy with the T with Tracy. She got several channels now. But yeah, um, but yeah. So 3 years. He's been in there 3 years. I remember when he first got sentenced from prison, and people were saying that they were bullying him. There was one allegation that he had got pushed, because you know how before the trial, he was all, he could see, he could smell, he could hear, he could walk, he could talk, all this kind of stuff. But as soon as the charges came and the trial came and all this, he went blind, he went deaf, he needed a scooter, he needed, one of those, things, walker. And he needed a cane. So it was like allegations when he first went to prison that somebody had took his cane. He was coming down the stairs and they said somebody had took his cane and he fell down the stairs or fumbled down the stairs or something like that. Harper Shaw, you said you love Tracy too. Tracy is a trip. I love me some Tracy. Yeah, she was like, "Are you okay? Are they okay? I just don't understand. What part?" Yeah, I love me some Tracy, y'all. Tracy, she's a trip. She's a trip. She is a very controversial YouTuber. She has a lot of fans and she has a lot of trolls. So, you know how it is when you're in social media, you know. You either hate him or you love him. But you said Bill ain't shit. Chat, he ain't. And I know. Okay, now I know my homegirl Miss Sislo. You know she's a moderator over here. I'm a moderator on her channel, and sometimes she be on my platform. Sometimes I be on her stream or on her show. And today she did a show this afternoon, and she was talking about how some people who wait like an extremely long time to file charges on somebody who assaulted them, they might as well not do it. If they, and a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel like, I don't care if and I told Miss Sislo I love her dearly. That's my sis. That's my sister from a different mister. But I told her I know so many people who were assaulted and they never found their voice. They just never found their voice. Be it, whatever reason. Some people are threatened. Whether you're a child or you're a grown up, some people are threatened. We know where you live. We know where your mama stay. We know where your kids stay. We know we're going to kill your dog. We're going to cut your cat's tongue out. Some people are threatened. And then there's some who, oh, ain't nobody going to believe you. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Ain't nobody going to believe you. Why do I got to take it when I can just, have all these holes, holes in different area codes, some people just never find their voice. And Miss Sislo even mentioned, and she said this on her show, so I know I can repeat it. But she said on her show that she had something done to her when she was very young, like 6, 7 years old. And I'm like, but if you came out right now in your 40s, 50s, 60s, if you came out right now and said, I don't know what was done to my sis. I don't know if it was a neighbor, a friend, a father, a uncle, or the mailman. I don't know. But if you came out years later and said, this man touched me, this man did this to me, this man threatened me, he told me not to say anybody. It was years and years ago, but should we look at you and be like, you lying? Because you waited 20, 30 years or more to say something? Like, and see, that's the thing. That's the thing that I really hate because I am a survivor of childhood assault. I'm a survivor, and almost every single woman, every single female that I know, like personally know, were assaulted either by an uncle, stepdad, neighbor, cousin, um, somebody, somebody in their immediate like excuse me, immediate like circle. Oh child, let me get a drink. Somebody in their immediate circle. And some of them spoke up. Some of them spoke up. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I don't know how many people I know that told their mom, their grandpa, they, and nothing happened. Nobody went to the cops. Nobody went to the cops. Nobody called an investigator. Nobody took the child to the hospital to do a rape kit. Nobody did anything. Collected any DNA. Did a mouth swab. Nothing happened. So sometimes people like that, when they go through stuff like that, and they be like, well, damn. Don't nobody give a care that I was assaulted by somebody in our circle while growing up. And then you have to continue to see that person at all the barbecues, all the cookouts, all the birthday parties, all the church Easter services, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And you got to continually see that person while you're growing up. And then once you become an adult and you like 20, 30, 40 years old, you're like, man, forget that shit. That dude did me wrong. Or that lady. It ain't always the opposite sex that be assaulting little kids. And I feel like whenever you decide to tell, you should be allowed to tell. And that's how I feel about it. I don't care if they talking about Bill Cosby, 83 years old, let that old man just live the rest of his life in peace. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if Bill Cosby was 295 years old and a half. I don't give a damn. I really don't. I really don't. The R. Kellys, the Weinsteins, the Bill Cosbys, your next door neighbor, your stepdaddy, your cousin, and them. I don't give a damn if something happened to you and it took you a while to find your voice. That stuff is not easy to talk about, especially if it's somebody near you. Because one thing, I'm going to tell y'all this, and I ain't going to say no names. If they watching, yeah, I'm talking about you, but I ain't going to say no names. I ain't going to say no names. But I know somebody personally, very close to me, whose child was sexually assaulted and abused for years. For years. None of us knew. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. We didn't even suspect anything. Years later, the child came forward and told the person, the family member who did it, confessed. They went to prison. After that person went to prison, the initial people, like the victim and, parents and whatnot, they received a lot of hate from other people in the family. People were very, 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 very upset that that person got sent to prison, even though there's proof the person confessed. They stood in their shit. I did it. From that age of the child to that age of the child, I did it. So you see what I'm getting at? You see what I'm getting at? Even if somebody really did something and they didn't wait till they was 50, 40 years old, a lot of times you just get like, you standing up for yourself and there's people close to you. Why you gotta send them to jail? Why you gotta... Child, if my child was sexually assaulted by somebody and I knew, I would never be one of those parents talking about, it's family. It's family. I'll talk to them. I make sure they leave you alone. I stop them from coming over. I'll try to make sure they not nowhere around you, in the future. Because 9 times out of 10, that same family member, friend, next door neighbor, then abuse somebody else before that person and after that person. So yeah, I just can't. I can't. You know what? And me and my girl, me and my sis Lo, we just have to agree to disagree, because she really feels like all these women waited all this time and they just wanted money. Just wanted money. The man, he confessed. He confessed. Him being out of jail right now is not vindicating him. He is still guilty because he confessed. He wasn't coerced into a confession. He confessed. Yeah, I gave them prelude. They asked, did you give them preludes because you were trying to drug them so that you could have sex with them? And just like he was sitting there looking crazy when he was always sucking on them pudding pops. Yep, I drugged them. I drugged them. I put it in a pudding pot. And I had sex with them. And I did it to have sex with them. So he confessed. So as far as them trying to get money and everything, I mean, okay, what if they were? Do you deserve money? Would you think you deserve money if somebody sexually assaulted and raped you? And then they admitted it. They admitted it. They admitted it. You said drop the link. Oh, what's up, Miss Sisler? How you doing, love? Yes, we was talking about our little conversation that we had earlier. I was like, me and my sis, we just had to agree to disagree. But yeah, I dropped the link. And anybody else, if you want to jump on the screen with me, just click the link and you got to give it video, audio, permission, whatever. It takes like 5 seconds. And you can jump on the link. But and then now that the prosecutors, they done messed up and they done dropped the ball. So now the same charges, because of double jeopardy, he cannot be charged for the same thing when it comes to this particular victim, because basically when they filed the charges, it's like, how much is the time frame, Sislo? I forget how much is it. 40 years, 30 years. I can't remember how how much time they had, but basically it was almost up. And I kind of feel like that's the reason why they did it too, because sometimes, like I said, sometimes people don't find a voice, and then when you realize it's either now or never, I'm either gonna try to get my justice now or I'm never gonna get it. So I think that might have something to do with why they did it like a few days before it would have been too late to even file charges. I don't know. Like I said, I can agree to disagree. That's what the hood table is all about. Y'all who've been following me forever. It's even in our theme song. We might not agree, but it ain't no beef, honey. It ain't no beef. If I don't agree with somebody, if they don't agree with me, it is what it is. That's what the hood table is all about. Bring it to the table. We discuss it. We can move on to the next topic the next day. But yeah, you said exactly. That man admitted to giving drugs to women without their knowledge. So again, I'm like, if somebody had the money, if somebody abused me, I don't care. Let me just throw some names out there. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anybody's name because I don't want nobody ever come across this video and be like, "What?" She said, "Whatchamacallit did what?" So I'm gonna just say a major superstar, artist, rapper, ball player, whatever, lawyer, attorney, doctor. I don't care. If they were to do something to me and I'm gonna press charges on them, then if they got money, pay my lawyers. I'ma sue you. I'ma send you to jail. Then I'ma file a civil suit. So I mean, hey, it is what it is. But some people don't want the money. They just be like, I just want justice, and I want it now. Sure. No justice, no peace. And y'all saw on the TV within moments, they had people on both sides. The people who were against him getting out of jail, the people were for him getting out of jail. There's on both sides of the street. Some people holding up signs, because they upset that he got out of jail, and other people, on the other side, they were excited that he got out of jail. So it was protesters. He came home to a whole doggone circus.
First of all,
Hey, Miss Sislo.
stop talking about my Uncle Bill. Stop talking about my Uncle Bill. You heard me.
Gonna have a good time. Gonna have a good time. Yeah.
Let me say this. Harper Shine. I don't know what was going on in the hi Carrie. I don't know what was going on. I had my phone in my hand as I was getting out of the car listening in before I came in, and it just started going up and down, and I looked and it was like deleted, like all your comments or something. And then it said that I had timed you out or something, and I was like, what the heck is going on? So I do apologize. I don't know what.
I didn't even know.
Yes, I didn't want, please, baby, don't think, because I am not like that. I am not like that. I'm so
So
sorry.
don't ever like block nobody or nothing.
No,
Unless you just
I don't.
got a pocket.
I had my phone and stuff in my hand, so I do apologize, sweetheart. That was, charge it to my thumbs and not my heart.
No, I done done that before. I done been in somebody's chat and I done accidentally hit something and it said block them or report. I'm like, no. And I'm trying to back out. Like
back out of it. So I just close on and come back because I'm like, oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. But it was like a whole list of things that, like her whole conversation, darn it. I'm like, oh. I tried to go back. And undo what I did, but I don't know what I did, baby. I'm sorry. I'm charged to my head.
I know she understands. She understands.
If I had some money, I send it to you. I got some postage stamps if you can use those.
Girl, you got an EBT card?
Girl, listen.
You got postage stamps, EBT?
I got postage stamps, not food stamp. I got postage
some stimulus. You still stimulated over there?
Girl, please. I need some stimulation in more ways.
Me too. Me too.
You hear me? You heard me. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I divert. I diverted this whole conversation. Didn't mean to do that.
That's okay.
You said you didn't know. Oh Lord, I'm good. Well, hey, me and my big mom.
Papa Sean wasn't even paying attention. She
not even paying attention. Your whole conversation in cyberspace somewhere, and
right.
Well, you can take me back. But this is. Let me say this. I like to play the devil's advocate every once in a blue moon, but honestly, I do have my feelings about the situation. Let's say this: his sentence was 3 to 10 years. He served 2 years. It's not like he didn't serve any time at all. He did serve some time. Now he could have very well had done the 3 years and out, which would have just
he was in there for he went in at 18, so he served almost 3 years.
Yeah, he so it was not like he didn't serve any time at all. And here's another thing: when the prosecution, it was actually somewhat of a double jeopardy, because if you go back to the case with O.J. Simpson and Anna Nicole, Lord have mercy, Nicole Brown Simpson. Mm-hmm. If you would remember, her family did not sue until after the criminal trial was over, right? And basically, one, it would have made it an easier conviction had he been found guilty in the criminal trial, and they probably would have gotten a lot more money. But because they didn't, they went afterwards and did the civil suit. That's what this young lady should have done. She, instead of doing a civil suit first and a criminal suit second, that's where the error was made on the behalf of her and her attorneys or representation.
But see, a lot of people do that. A lot of people do the civil first and then do the criminal second.
Right. But in that, and this is the only reason why he's out right now. And a lot of people say, well, he's out because he wasn't guilty. Well, he's out because
the prosecutors fumbled the ball.
Well, no, they didn't fumble. He had already been convicted in civil court.
Right, but from what they saying is they wasn't supposed to take in consideration. They wasn't supposed to use those files. They wasn't supposed to use
that's because he took a plea deal. So
that's
he had already been sentenced and convicted in this situation. You understand what I'm saying? And when they sealed those papers, when they sealed those documents, they gave him immunity where he would not immunity because he had a conviction or he was found at fault.
It was basically immunity.
Basically. So when they sealed those records, the prosecutor sealed the records and guaranteed him that he could not be convicted for the same crime.
Right. And see, then the prosecutors, the new prosecutors,
No, the
came.
judge allowed those documents to be unsealed and used, which
Right.
violated his rights to a fair trial. Because the first trial, remember, was a hung jury. Now, I
Right.
mean, law is law, and that's the way that, unfortunately, that it is. But in this situation, the burden of proof is on the prosecution, not on the defense. So the
Right.
defense is always innocent until proven guilty, right? So for this situation, it is the burden of proof lies on the prosecutor to prove that this person in fact did do it. By them having a hung jury the first time meant that they did not meet their burden of proof without a
Right.
reasonable doubt, right?
Right.
So this second time around, they had to pull out some extra stops to bring about a conviction. So that's when they started. All of those witnesses that came were not supposed to testify because it was irrelevant to this trial. That was basically hearsay, according to. So now, with that said, and with the fact that they used those documents, they manipulated and they played on the passion of the jury in order to bring about a conviction, and that's how they got it. You're gonna get it. What best way to get a conviction is by getting a people that you know are going to be passionate. If you want to get somebody for being a child murderer, get somebody who has some kids, get somebody who has grandkids, get somebody who has lost a child. You know what I'm saying? Get somebody who witnessed their best friend or a child being murdered in front of them or something to that effect. You want to get these type of people because these are the people that you can play to because they have experience in that, which is why they try to thank and excuse a lot of those people. So they play on the passion of these people, and that's how they got the conviction, but it got it the wrong way. Now, had those documents not been sealed, they could have got a buy pretty much with the other stuff. But because he has the money to pay for investigators, high profile attorneys, and things of that nature, he was able to take it to Supreme Court. And it was not one individual that overturned it. And you got to think Supreme Court is bipartisan. It's not just
Right.
all, and most of them are Republicans. You understand
And
what I'm saying?
see, the thing is, I'm not arguing that
No, I
they
know
should have
you're not.
overturned it. My
Right.
thing is, what I was saying is, he has still not been proven innocent. Just because he got out of jail after
Well,
3
it doesn't
years,
say that he's
because
innocent.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't, and they'll never have that chance again. That's what I'm saying. They did
But
stumble
here's
because
the
it wasn't
thing,
just
though.
the judge who, it wasn't just the judge. There was a request from the prosecutors to open it, and the judge was like, "Okay,
Exactly.
this shouldn't have happened."
But the judge
Because they had basically given him immunity. But I'm just saying it's messed up because had they before not messed up, we would never be here and he would still be in prison right now.
But
I still feel like, I still feel for the women that he did that to, because again, he confessed to doing it.
But is it messed up, Tanya, though? Because he did serve time. It's not like he never.
Fine, but he can still be there longer. He
Well,
can still be in there longer had they not messed up.
Not really, because he would have if when they say 3 to 10.
They had turned him down when he went to request to get parole or get out. They turned him down, and the reason why they said they turned him down was because they said he never showed any remorse. He never. He didn't show like I'm not sorry. He did the same way he was when he first went to jail, looking all crazy. That's how he was. So they weren't going to let him out because he never, and that's one thing about it. When you go up for parole or you go up to try to get an early release, you have to show some type of compassion. You got to show that you are sorry. You got to admit that you know what I'm saying? I don't think he would have ever gotten out because he was not, he didn't care. He admitted to what he did. Yeah, it was supposed to be sealed, but he did admit to what he did. So he know what he did. But I think he just stubborn, and he just didn't want. I don't know why he would just say he already admitted it once. Why wouldn't you just go up to the people and say, I'm sorry?
I probably would think about it from this way, Tanya. If it had been one of our children,
thank you, Harper Sean.
If it had been one of our children, and one of our children signed a plea deal, and they in the plea deal, now you know when you make a plea deal, you got to stand before the court and pretty much admit what you did and how you did it.
And that's just like when you go up for parole, you got to have some type of.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. What if our kids say, okay, yes, I did it, whatever. But then they turn around and they say, okay, this is a part of your plea deal, and in return for your plea, we're going to make you pay the financial restitution or whatever the case may be, and we're going to seal these documents so this cannot be brought up again and brought against you. Then the next time you have a run-in with the law, they say, oh, we got to prove that this is the type of person, and they go unseal those documents, and the reason why they end up getting your son convicted for something is because they went back and bought an old case.
Now, see, I get all that part. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have overturned it. We get all that. Why they did it. We get all that. What I'm just saying, like it's still a slap in the face to the people who wanted him to be in there, still be in prison. I mean, if it was me, I would be upset. If I was one of those women, I would be upset.
I mean, I guess
natural. It's just natural. I would be upset because this man who did this to all these women is getting out of jail. He's not serving his full sentence, and he never felt like he should apologize to nobody.
He never served that
or nothing, and he will never have show any compassion. And I'm sorry, but I think he is a very evil man. I'm sorry. I just think he's a very evil man. Yo, Uncle Bill, yo, America's Daddy Bill, yo, Grandpa Bill, yo, stepbrother Bill. Girl, I think he's a very evil person. You can see it all in his face.
I don't think so.
From the beginning of the trial,
Jello pudding pops.
No. From the beginning of the trial to where we at now, to him walking out that door, he has had the same consistent expression on his face, even after he admitted to raping those women. What up, Ken? How you doing, boo?
Expression. That's just ugly. It just
Bill Cosby has always been ugly, but his look that he
born that way. He was born that way.
And I bet you one thing. I bet you now that he out of jail, I bet you he can see, he can walk, he don't need no walker, he can hear, he can smell. He got all his senses back now that he out of jail. He was playing on people's emotions when he was going through court and everything. He couldn't see, he couldn't walk, needed somebody to hold his hand across the street. He need one of
they were still guiding him, but yeah, I was thinking the same thing though. I ain't gonna lie. But
I can't help but to feel. I understand why they overturned it. I just can't help but still feel bad for those women. And like I was talking to you earlier, I'm like, I don't care if you 10 years old and you waited till you was 30 years old to tell on somebody who sexually assaulted you when you was a little kid. Just because you waited years and years, people should not automatically be like they lying.
That's not,
and that happens too much.
Right. That happens too much. What I'm saying, it's not like she didn't say, like she did the simple thing. You understand what I'm saying? It was, to me, if you want to be perfectly honest, I'm gonna tell you like this. I believe that she herself was probably content with the civil But I believe that the prosecutor wanted to go for the big
But
win.
let's look at all these women, all 50 of them, all 50, 11 of them. Regardless how much time, whether yours was 10, theirs was 20, theirs was 30, regardless, if you want to come out later down the lines, that's what I hate about a lot of people is they condemn the victim because they weren't strong enough to use their voice. And it's millions of victims out there who are not strong enough to use their voice. And that's where I think the focus needs to be had. We need to okay, I was a childhood victim of pedophilia, sexual assault, right? So ever since my sons, only got sons, but ever since they were born, I'm telling you, to this day, my youngest one is 20. Like maybe up to like 6 months or a year ago, I still ask him, was there anything that ever happened to you when you was at the coach's house or when you was at? I swear to God, it was almost on a weekly, bi-weekly basis where I'm asking them. I don't care if it's your uncle, brother, cousin, mailman, the school principal, your coach. I was always on them about it. Come tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. If something ever happened to you. And because a lot of people are scared to tell, or a lot of people at one point of their life had something happen and nobody did anything, like a lot of people I know who were assaulted, who went to their parents and nobody did anything.
Anything, right. And see, my situation, one of my violators died last year of COVID. And
how did you feel about that?
You know what? This is the thing. I have a different perspective because of my walk with God. Okay. So one thing I had to do is I had to forgive him so that I myself can be healed. Because I held on to that him because it was more than just him, his brother, and So
yeah, I had several too.
Yeah. So what actually happened was I had a dream while my daughter was on a ventilator with COVID. It was during that 45-day period that she was going through when she was in a coma. I had a dream that one of them, his brother, called me. And when he called me on the phone, he said, he really didn't have much to say. And I said, you know what? The only reason why I answered the phone when you call me is because I would hope that one day you would apologize for the things that you did to me, because you knew that I was a child. You were a teenager, if not grown, and you knew better. You knew what you done. But you know what? I said, I'm going to free you. You don't have to apologize. I forgive you. I forgive you, and I forgive anyone else that has ever wronged me. That's what I said in the dream. So when I woke up, I remembered the dream vividly. And when I said, I got up, and in my prayer time, the first thing I said is, God, I forgive everybody, and I start calling out names of people, including my ex-husband, my molesters, people that violated me in any type of way, and I asked God to forgive me for any hurt or harm that I myself had caused. And it was about a week later when I found out that he himself was in a hospital fighting COVID, and a few days later he died. Right before I found out. But that was the only thing. But
my question to you on that is, just because you forgave him don't mean you still couldn't come forward. Because just because we can forgive somebody for something they did to us, who knows? They could still be doing stuff to other people. Because most offenders have done something before you and have done something after you. So even if you do forgive them, that doesn't mean that you can't come forward and say something if you wanted to.
Right. And another reason why I did it was one well, when my father found out, it was mad. It was crazy. But years, like again, years had passed. I think maybe almost 10 years had passed, or a good, at least a good 7, 8 years had passed by the time my dad found out. And
that was about the one who just passed from COVID.
Him and his brother. Yeah, him and his brother.
Okay.
And so it was like my thing then was destroying the family, and would people believe me and all that, because I was young at that particular time. I was still a kid myself. So later on, as I became an adult, like within the last 10, 20 years, I did share.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, some of them had also been offended by the same individual. But
that's what I'm talking about.
But check this out. They never said anything. They never told anybody, and it was like they still hung around me. My children have never been around any of them. And I've always,
and that's why we need to advocate for people. That's why we need to advocate for people to use their voice. And immediately, even if you think nobody might believe you, or some of your family members might hate you, or that's the thing. We don't advocate for people to speak out, and then when they finally do, oh, you're lying. Why'd you wait too long?
Now, I'm not saying she shouldn't have spoke out. I'm not saying that.
I'm just saying in general, and I'm not even speaking on. See, you keep going only to that one girl. I'm looking at all 50, and I'm looking at victims all over, like victims all over.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
That's the first thing people do with the Harveys, the R. Kellys, the Bill Cosbys, and everybody else out there. The first thing people say is, "Why'd you wait so long? How do you expect us to believe you?" That's where people first go, and that's why I said we need to advocate for people to speak out, no matter how hard it may seem. You have to speak out, especially if there's evidence. If somebody assaulted you and they did it in their bed, your bed, in a car, in the alley, or something, and you still got the clothes, bag that shit up, do not take a shower, call 911. So we have to advocate for that. And that's what I did with my kids. Like, they ain't never, as far as I know to this day, they still deny anybody ever mess with them. But I even tell them now to this day, I always asked you guys about it because I didn't want y'all to grow up one day and say, Mom should have known. It's all her fault. Now I'm crazy. Now I'm this and now that. And I blame everything I'm doing wrong now on this. You know what I mean? Which a lot of people do. A lot of people do. They grow up and they start doing weird shit, breaking laws, getting drunk, becoming prostitutes, all that kind of stuff, because they never spoke out, because it's been eating on them and festering inside them. And it's like this evilness that just needs to get out in different ways because they weren't strong enough.
I know one thing. He better not be looking at nobody else's eyes but Camille's from now, because they looking at him.
Who? Oh, you talking about? And she almost left his ass,
baby. Girl.
I thought she had in the beginning. I thought she was about to leave his ass at the beginning. It was not.
She's not gonna leave that house at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She gonna stay in that house, even though he might have had sex with all kind of women, all in every other bedroom. Right. She's still gonna stay there.
But you know why?
And that could be for money. Hell, because we talking about victims only for money. Some women stay with their men who do all these crimes because they want to keep getting their money.
Those billions. But no, it's not just that. It's because on his compound, he has a cemetery. And that's where their children are buried. On that compound. Mm-hmm. So their children are buried there. Ennis and the baby that just passed. It wasn't Aaron. It was the other one, the daughter that passed from kidney failure. So they're both buried there, and that's it. You know, even though
And
there's
that
acres
could
and
be
acres
it.
and
I ain't
acres.
never heard her say that was the reason, but
Well,
that
I'm
could
not saying that she never
that
said
could
it, but
very well. That could
yeah,
you could be right. That could very well be the reason why she never left. And when I
but
say
that don't mean she
leave, I
won't put him
don't
out.
necessarily mean. But see, when I say leave, I don't necessarily mean leave the house. I mean like leave the man.
Leave
You can keep the
emotionally.
house. You can keep the
Yeah.
house. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But a lot of people like okay, like Beyonce. We know Jace cheated on her. Like Kobe Bryant, like Michael. I mean, we could go on and on and on with these celebrities. And their wives continue to be with them because not only do they love them, of course they love them, but they like shit. If I divorce him, the money I get only gonna last so long. But if I stay with him, I'm sorry, but I know that the money part has to be
Yeah,
in
because
their
Juanita got
decision.
a bad deal. Juanita got a bad deal out of that Michael Jordan divorce. She
Oh,
didn't get what she
girl.
deserved. Yeah, she didn't get what
Girl,
she
and the thing
deserved.
about it, Michael Jordan still got shoes selling today, and he ain't played ball in how long? And he's still making money off his name. He will forever be making money off his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think we should start advocating on speaking out. And that's what I appreciate about the Me Too movement. Because when the Me Too, what's her name that started the Me Too movement? That black
I
lady?
can't think of her name, but I know you're talking about. God, I
Yeah,
can't
you
think
know
of
what I'm
her
talking about. The black lady.
name.
She
The
started the
dark
Me Too
skin.
movement. Yep, the dark skinned lady. And I
I can't think of her
appreciate
name.
them
Yeah.
starting that movement because a lot of people start coming out and talking. And it
Male
only
and
takes
female.
one person. It only takes one person to get out there and talk and say this. And that's why I started my series on childhood sexual assault. And I only did one video. I gotta upload another one. It's gonna be like a 6-part thing.
Series.
But yeah, 6-part series. But yeah, I did the other one about 3 weeks ago. But yeah, I said I was gonna do one like once a month. But it is hard. It's just hard speaking out. It's really hard. No
Yeah.
matter if you're 6 or 16 or
Right.
26 or
And
36.
see, when I was a kid, small kid, you know, I'll beat your brother up, I kill your daddy, or kill your mom.
I
And
will
I'm
rip your,
like,
like I said earlier, I will cut your cat's tongue out. I will, yeah.
yeah.
It was all these threats.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yep. And even older people are threatened too. And it's normally when it comes to the older people, like with these celebrities, who gonna believe you? I can have all the puss, all the JJ I want in this world. Why would people believe that I took it from you?
My
And they got all these lawyers, they worth millions and billions, and you worth like hundreds and thousands. You know what I mean? It's like the intimidation is real. It's real.
right.
So that I just hope more people speak out when they need to speak out, so that
Yeah.
you know people
Yeah.
don't automatically assume they just
My
out there for a
I,
dollar.
I had a niece. I have a niece, and I am so proud of her. And um, her stepdad
Hmm.
was my brother-in-law, my
Hmm.
ex-brother-in-law,
Hmm.
and he had been sexually assaulting her. He would come in drunk and go out of the room with her mom and go in her room and do to her what he should have been doing to his wife. She confided in her best friend, and her best friend held her hand and went with her to the police station.
Hmm.
Um, this man is a preacher and everything else, okay? Stood up in the
Hmm.
pulpit at my ex's church and preached. This was his brother. And he subsequently, they got him. He went to prison. But while he was awaiting trial, he was like calling his wife saying, I need you to call this lawyer. I need you to call that lawyer. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. This is her daughter you assaulted.
Right.
She was about to lose her mind because she was hurt that it happened to
Yeah.
her child, and she believed her daughter. But
Right.
she was also conflicted.
Still love that man.
Right. So he
Mm.
called me because one day she said, "No, I'm not doing it anymore." So he
And he
called
called
me,
you.
girl.
What
He
you say? What you do?
girl. He called me and he told me, "I need you to talk to my wife because she won't do this." I said, "No, no, 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 no. You got the wrong one." I said, first of all,
Oh.
you did what you did. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Second of all, it was her daughter that you did this to.
Uh-huh.
Third of all, it was my niece that you did this
Right.
to.
Right.
I said, you need to allow her an opportunity to process this.
Mm-hmm. Process it. Mm-hmm.
And you are wrong for trying to make her make a choice between you and her daughter. You're wrong.
I would have been like,
That
F
was
you,
that
have
was
your
the
family
end of our
member get you a
conversation.
lawyer.
When he got out of prison, he came to my house. He had his mom bring him to my door. He knocked on my door and he apologized and he thanked me because he said, "That's why I backed out, pled guilty and backed out because you were
Yeah.
right." I said, "How can you trying to tell this woman she got to choose between you?"
Because that's how some predators are. They know they done abuse their
Got the
spouse's
wrong
children,
one.
but then they be trying to they basically what they be trying to do is try to make they seem like they innocent. And so they try to make the spouse, usually a wife, believe them over the child. Man, I'm telling you, I always told my sons, you know what? I'm gonna act first and ask questions later.
Right.
If you come to me and say my boyfriend, my husband, your uncle, cousin, grandpa abused you, we gonna act first and ask questions later.
Yeah. But again, I am so very proud of my niece. She's doing so well. I'm proud of my sister. She's not a sister-in-law. She's my sister. And I'm so proud. She's a beautiful person. Beautiful person. She raised her kids beautifully. And her daughter is married, just had another baby, 3 little babies. I'm proud of her. Beautiful husband, beautiful life. And I'm so happy for her. And
Well,
I'm
I'm
happy
glad.
that she's able to heal and to go on with her
Yeah,
life, you know.
because
But
a lot of people don't. A lot of people, you know, I always say when I hear things about younger people, like what they going through, whether it's struggling, being a single parent, being molested, being raped, I always listen. But then when I see them acting like that's what's holding them back or holding them down or making them do crimes or making them destroy their life, I'm like, it ain't got to be like that. You ain't got to let your past determine
you
your
take your
future.
future. Mm.
You don't have to let it dictate your future because me, I was like, I don't care what happened to me in the past. I still want a life. And I want a very fruitful and a very happy life. So no matter who touched me when I was little, I'm
Mm.
still going to be the best mom I can be the best friend, provider. You know what I'm saying? That I can be to my children and my friends. And I just want to live my life. I don't want that to destroy me and make me turn to abusing drugs or selling my body or stuff like that. But everybody ain't strong enough, and that's why I'm glad they have all these different programs out there, and you know, for people, different counselors.
That's
And
why we are moving forward with GI. What is it? GIGBY.
yeah, yeah,
GIGYB. I gotta get to
yeah,
that right, girl. I got your back. Girl, I got your back.
yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's
Oh,
all
22,
about.
22 hit me up too. The one who was talking about doing something, dealing with churches and assault, and 22 16 who be in the chat sometime.
No.
The one that I interviewed about the pastor.
I have to
Remember?
see.
Well, she was on the show. She came on the show for our after party, or not after party, but
Yes.
after
I
stuff.
remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. 2216 Productions. Yeah, her. So she also has some ideas to do something else too. But I figured they kind of all go along the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to talk to her too, and I need to talk to you. But
Well, one thing about we'll talk off air about that because I'll probably be your way.
Hey Tracy, not Stacy.
Sometime in August, I think. I'll be your
You gonna
way.
be my way in August?
I believe so. Yeah.
Hold up. When you say you're gonna be my way in August, what do you mean? Like coming through Omaha, Nebraska?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Like, okay, where's you headed to though?
Omaha.
Oh, so your final destination is Omaha.
Here. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere and you're gonna have to pass by or stop.
No. I have other family friends that are there, and they are getting married.
You got family in Omaha?
I got good. I call them family because we've been good friends all my life.
Shut up.
And two of them hooked up from way back from my hometown. Two of them hooked up and they getting married. So
and this is you're gonna have to inbox me. You're gonna have to call me.
Businesses there.
It's a lot of businesses here. Yeah. If you can't find a job in Omaha, Nebraska, I'm just saying.
I think
in general,
Jimmy John's and car washes and all kind of stuff.
It's a lot of entrepreneurs here. It's a lot of jobs here. A lot of businesses. If you can't find a job in Omaha, you ain't.
Well, he owns a lot of businesses there. I know he owns.
And he owns some Jimmy John's.
Yeah, he owns some of them. And yeah, he's a
really good friend.
He's a really good friend of mine. Yep. And he had a son. His son was killed in a car accident some years ago.
Hey, silly mommy, what's up, honey?
Girl, you are missing. Me and her was on here duking it out. We mad at each other right now. We mad at each other right now. We ain't even speaking. We're not speaking, but I'm going to see her.
But she coming to see me in Omaha so we can turn up. But no, for real, we gonna have to get on.
So you gotta tell me where do I need to try to find?
Like how long you gonna be here? Like how long you be here?
It might be over a weekend or something like that. It won't be that long though.
A weekend?
I'm gonna try to get a cheap flight. If I get a cheap flight out there, for sure I'll be there. I just gotta find out what lodging I'm gonna use. You know where. So you gotta let me know what's.
Tracy said she saw a documentary about On Stars about Omaha. Child, Omaha is one day Omaha, I'm gonna do
I think state.
I'm gonna do a whole show on Omaha because Omaha is the biggest city in Nebraska, but it's still a little city compared to like Chicago, places like that. But Omaha, they be having it popping up in here. I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on Omaha, Nebraska now. We done came a long way. A long way, y'all. A long way.
I'm about to be missing a cat, I swear.
But if you're going to be here for the weekend or 3 days or whatever, I'm about to plan us a whole agenda. Around the wedding, of course. So we're gonna have to go live together.
The wedding is not this year. I think the announcement is.
So what you gonna be doing in August then?
Like I think that's when the engagement party or announcement party.
Oh, it's an engagement party. Okay.
So yeah, I have to let you know.
Tracy said that she thought Tracy thought it was just a lot of people do, Tracy.
I thought state. And insurance.
People still don't believe black folks live in Omaha. Word. And see, that's the thing about it is Nebraska is it literally will take you like 12 hours to drive from where I am to the other side on the west, all the way west to the end of Nebraska, it would take you like 10 to 12 hours. So it's very long, but I mean very wide, but
I'm over here nodding my
it is
head like you can
outskirts.
see me.
Yeah, outside the city, I'm telling you, outside of our city, once you get like really outside the city limits, it's cornfields for days. I mean, cornfields, wheat fields, barley
You can't
fields.
open the door.
Uh,
Stop.
it's it for days because Nebraska is like and cattle. You know, we the state for the steaks for the beef. You know, Omaha steaks. I know y'all heard about Omaha steaks. They sell the
Yeah,
best
that's what I
steaks.
said. Steaks and
Omaha
insurance.
steaks, and we have like all the insurance companies, all the from okay.
Tracy.
Y'all remember
Tracy. I love you,
she said
Tracy.
after the lies of Laverne. She said after the lies. She said
Don't
after the
even
lies of
mention
Laverne
that.
and them.
Don't
We be
even mention that. Hot mess of a human.
woo. Do y'all remember Mutual of Omaha though? The
Yes.
Wild Kingdom. Y'all remember the Wild Kingdom show that used to come on back in the day? The
Uh-huh.
Wild Kingdom. That was like part of Mutual of Omaha. That was part of here in Omaha, Nebraska. But yeah, Omaha. Girl. People think
Yeah.
this is just a hick town with only white folks who be tipping cows in the middle of the night. But I tell you, it ain't. It's
Tracy,
so
what
many
part of
black people
Georgia?
here. Shoot.
Tracy, what part of Georgia are you from? Let me tell you, my girlfriend lived in Fitzgerald, and she said she said that the city was so small they used to go to the hospital for lunch. She said on the
Lord have
drive
mercy.
to church, she'd stop at the hospital and get dinner.
See, the only place I've been in Georgia was Atlanta, and that was like 4 years ago. We went to Atlanta and we was there for a week. I
I
loved it.
yeah, I
I
was
hate
down
the
there.
traffic, but I love the
Yeah,
city. I hate the traffic.
I learned how to get through the traffic though. Take the MARTA. We took the
Uh-huh.
MARTA, and what happened was I went down there 2 years in a row for a woman I lose. If you are like into stuff like that, it's like um woman thou or lose, that is a spiritual experience that I think that every Christian woman should experience. I really do.
I've
It's
seen that
like,
before. It's a
oh
play, ain't
God,
it?
it's a play, it's a movie, but it's a
Yeah,
conference.
yeah, yeah.
It's a conference,
Oh,
and
you
they
talking about
tell
the conference?
the
Okay.
actual conference. Yes, and we went like 2-3 years in a row. And when I tell you, girl, when you leave that experience, it's like you are so spiritually high. It's like you're floating in the air. It's like
My god sister actually went to that. She has a good friend who lives in Atlanta,
yeah,
and she went to that several times. I don't know if she been recently, but that has been around for a while. She went like a
yeah.
while back,
I
but
think
she
we went
went
in
like several times.
99 and 2000.
Yeah,
Girl,
she went. It was a while back that she had went. Her and her homegirl, her best friend or whatever, had went several times. It was like an annual thing for them to go to Atlanta.
oh,
And
yeah,
then also she would go to Atlanta before school because they had like some really good deals on back to school clothes. And so my sis, she goes to Atlanta. Well, her kids grown now, but when they were younger, she went to Atlanta every summer too to stock up on school clothes and we'll have their
girl.
stuff shipped back to
When
Omaha.
I was down there, I was all about church. We ain't see nothing. I ain't go to the underground. I didn't go to none of that. But
Oh,
when
she
I
from me.
did go, I went to Atlanta in um darn in mid 2000s for the school sent me because I was on the board at the school, the planning board for the school, and they sent me down there for a conference. And that's when I got to go to the underground, not the underground, to the King
Mm-hmm.
Center, the
You talking about the black, the African?
No, the King, Martin Luther King, the moratorium where he and his
Oh,
wife
okay,
got
okay.
married, and
Oh, okay,
you know
okay.
where they got the speech playing and the
I'm thinking you talking about the
flames
Black
burning.
Museum. You
And
talking
to
about
the church,
in Atlanta, right?
yes, and to the
The
church that they attended.
so
He
you're not talking about the Black Museum? You talking about no? You're not talking about the National Civil Rights
It's not the
Museum?
National Civil Rights. It's the King.
So it's a separate place. Okay, okay,
I
okay.
believe so. Yeah, this is just like the King count, the Martin Luther King
Yeah,
compound.
because we went to the Civil Rights Museum when we went down there, and it had King and all kind of other stuff in there. So I was just trying to
Right.
see if it was two separate.
And you know that the Kunta Kinte statue is there,
Uh-huh.
and the King Center is Martin Luther King Museum. There you go.
Yes, you said the King Center is
Yeah.
Martin Luther. Okay, okay.
That's so I was right. So yeah, and that's where they had it's like a flame that burns all the time.
And that's in
And then
Atlanta?
you can walk through. It's in Atlanta. That's where he was from.
See, I mean, I'm telling you, when we went to Atlanta, oh my God, the city's so big.
Yeah.
We
Only
literally
about
would
20
spend
feet.
hours in traffic just to get to one location, and then we
Yeah.
would go to a new location the next day.
The
So it's
murder is
like
best.
we did not get to go see everything that we wanted to when
Yeah.
we was in Atlanta.
If you take the martyr, like this is what we did. Like we stayed at hotels that were not far from the martyr. So like we would take a taxi or walk
Uh-huh.
to the station where the subway was, and we would take
Uh-huh.
the subways, which was a lot because the subway take you through all of that traffic, and you don't have to worry about it. And then we got right off down where the Georgia Dome is, and the Georgia Dome, the what's the tower, the TV network that
Yeah, we went there too. We went to the TV network. We went to the what was that place? The Aqua World. We went to Aqua
we didn't
World.
get to
We went
go
to
into there, honey, and you gotta figure
ain't it
it was like
CNN? Isn't it
the
CNN?
CNN building, yes, but you
Yeah,
gotta
we went there. We went
you
there.
gotta understand that down at that particular time we were down there with like 100,000 other people.
Yeah, we were too. This was pre-Rona, so we were there too. But see, we don't do the subways and the taxis. We be like deep. We be deep every time we go out of town. It's like a group of us, and we go out of town every year. It's like 10, 12 of us. So we be getting us like some SUVs, and we be.
Oh yeah.
But yes, the CNN Center. We went there. Yep. The CNN Center, we had went there and we had took all these escalators all the way up to
girl,
the top of the building. And
yeah.
girl, I'm already afraid of heights, so I was looking down from the escalators like, oh my God, this building is so tall.
Girl,
But
and that was my first time ever eating at the Cheesecake Factory, and that line was about 30 minutes long. Yeah,
that was your first time at the Cheesecake Factory?
down in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't have a Cheesecake Factory in your city?
They just got one.
Really? I thought that was everywhere.
Like an hour away. But check this out, girl. I like when we were down there, I was like conference ready. So I had a little lunch bag, and it was so hot down there. It was like, okay, good night, love you.
Oh yeah, Tracy. We always rent a car whenever we go out of town. We like to be on the go when we want to be on the go.
Yeah. The only reason it's good to rent a car if you want to go sightseeing and stuff like that. But we were going just to the conference and back.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that
we
makes
were
sense.
down there when the Anchorman we were down there. Yep, we were down there. Yep. When the convict got the gun and shot the girl, we had just left.
We were in Atlanta. What year was that? Because we was in Atlanta in 2017.
No, that was
we were in Atlanta in 2017.
That was before that. That was way before that.
Oh, okay.
2000.
Yeah, we went to Miami and Fort Lauderdale in 2016. Then we went to Atlanta in 2017. Or was it 18?
We stayed at
I can't remember.
My girlfriend's play sister's house, her college buddy. and her and her husband have a plantation home. When I tell you,
Oh,
yeah,
like a
like
mansion, like a big
well,
mansion.
no, they call it a plantation home, but this house is like it was built on a plantation, on a former
Oh,
plantation.
okay, okay, okay.
So she lived it. When I tell you that house was huge and beautiful, Kelly's house was gorgeous. And
Hold on, her name is Kelly.
yeah, her name was Kelly. Yeah. It was girl out in her backyard. Her porch is
Hold
still
on. Her
here.
name is Kelly. How old is she?
Yeah, she's about my age, maybe a little older.
Let me tell you something.
She's light complexion.
My sis that I be telling you about, when I say she
Mm-hmm.
goes down there every year,
Mm-hmm.
it's with her friend, her bestie Kelly. And
Oh,
she
really?
has a big, like big house,
Oh,
like
yeah.
big, beautiful
You,
house. So I'm trying to think if that might be the same Kelly.
you never know. It's not Buckhead. It's outside of. Oh my God, is it
You
Fitzgerald or
need
is
to let me
it?
know where the house is
I
because
gotta
that
Google it.
might be the same person because I swear her name is Kelly.
Yeah, it's outside. It's not in. It's like going towards uh
Well, the last
what is
man when
that?
we
It
went to
start with
Atlanta, we
an
drove
M.
through Buckhead. We
Marion and all of that. Down that way. Out that way.
when we was driving through Buckhead, we saw all the celebrity houses when we went through there, and those houses are really, really big. And see, in
Girl.
our city of Omaha, that would be like the Regency area. The Buckhead area would be compared to like our Regency area.
Mm-hmm.
But the houses are real big and the lawns are huge. And
Yeah.
man, even though I can't afford to live in homes like that, I love to drive through there and just look and see the possibilities. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
ain't no hater. I go through there. It's like window shopping to me. I drive through a nice neighborhood, like, oh dang. It kind of makes you like want to do better, work harder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Get that credit straighten up,
Yeah.
okay?
They are doing a
Uh,
lot of rebuilding around here.
yes, yes. Matter of fact, whose house did we see? Was it
Nene.
whose was I can't remember which housewife house we had saw. Uh,
It wasn't Sheree's the
was
house.
it Sheree's? No, it wasn't Sheree's. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to ask one of my cousins who went with us because I can't remember which housewife it was. But
And girl, one of my
it might have been
girlfriends.
no, it wasn't Sheree because Sheree house wasn't even finished when we went
That's
down.
all being
I
funny.
mean, you know, Sheree. Matter of fact, see, that was like 6 years ago. So Sheree was her house finished yet? Was she even still in the
I
house?
don't think it still is not finished. I don't think it's still
I
not
don't know.
finished.
What does she call it? Sheree. What does she call her house?
Chateau, the chateau.
Chateau Sheree. Child. Child. Now I have to give it up to old girl. Her house, remember she had her house and it needed a whole bunch of work when she had got it done. But her house looks
Kenya,
really, really nice now. Kenya, yeah,
Kenya
her house
Moore.
looks really nice.
One of my
Sheree,
close friends used to date her. One of my good
house
friends.
of
You know,
Sheree, she
she's from
just
here.
telling.
She's from here. Kenya
Uh-huh.
Moore is from yeah.
She said T.I. and Tiny's estate is gorgeous. They have a second estate where I live. Man, T.I. and Tiny, they got a lot of estates because they be having all those people over there. They doing a Bill Cosby over there. I'm telling y'all, that's the next trial.
Allegedly.
That's the next trial that we gonna be doing commentary on.
Allegedly.
Tiny and who they giving preludes to or whoever the women are, the child, allegedly.
She said she had me. I give her credit.
Alle-
She love me again. You remember,
allegedly.
you remember that from? Dang, I just got bit. You remember that from Scarface? She said
What is
she hate me. I give her Quaalude. She love me again.
man? And that's what Bill Cosby was doing. You know what? You got me back on the Cosby, man.
Girl,
You
you know
know, okay, Bill
they
Cosby.
said Bill is packing. He said he had to get him a little something to relax him.
Well, all I'm gonna say, I know we talked about Bill, but all I'm gonna say is Be grateful you're home, sir, and enjoy
Yeah.
the last days of your life. And
Right.
I hope one day, even if it's on your deathbed, I hope you actually truly apologize to all those women that you drugged and assaulted. That's all I have to say to Bill.
Uncle
That's
Bill,
that's
she
it.
said, best wishes, Uncle Bill.
And that's on my pudding pop.
No, she
That's on my pudding pop.
did. That's on my put. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna watch that be another.
I'm just saying, sis. I'm just
That's
saying,
gonna be
sis.
my
Like,
policy.
he's out of jail. Can't no more charges be filed. I get why he was out, but he still did wrong. And I just hope that he appreciates that he's back home, and maybe he'll do a lot of goodwill to make up for what he did. But honestly, I don't think he even cares the least bit about what he did because he's Bill Cosby. You know what I mean?
Don't talk about my uncle like that.
Girl, your uncle can go to hell. Like, I still think he's evil. I'm telling you.
Hey.
It's the
God bless
family.
you.
And I got something to say to
Yeah,
you.
yes, come in.
We're gonna show you a thing or two. How that song go? So the good times with me and all my friends. Da 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 da. Why we gonna again? Hey, nah nah nah. Gonna have a good time. Hey 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 hey. Okay, that's all that. That's all that.
My grandson over here singing with you, girl.
Is he?
Talking to you, talking about, hey, hey,
tell
hey.
him his tell him
What
his
you know
auntie
about
T
Bill
is tell
Cosby,
him his
girl?
auntie T is crazy.
She
Say your
not
auntie
answering.
your auntie T ain't got it all up there.
She probably. I'll just call her tomorrow. She likes to see what they over.
I ain't worried about
She says she from Easton, where Alice Walker is the hometown, and Cassie Shore is the founder of Chick-fil-A. I love me some Chick-fil-A. I always get the chicken deluxe combo.
I like Chick-fil-A too, but
Yeah, I like
I'm
Chick-fil-A.
just
And they
talking
be
about
open late
food because
night.
I haven't eaten in a minute. So
Well, you know what I'm eating tonight?
well,
I'm gonna make me a I like to buy from the like not in the deli per se, but where all the lunch meat, hot dogs, all that stuff. I like to buy the sliced ham and turkey and roast beef. You know what I mean? Not
I
from
know
the
what I
deli per
love.
se, but in the packets, the already packets. And that's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna put it on some wheat bread, some ham, some turkey, and I got me some chips, some Lay's, and I got some French onion dip, and that's what I'm gonna eat for dinner: a sandwich and some chips. So it is what it is today, honey. But no, Sislo, for real, you need to hit me up so I can know exactly when you coming into town. Oh my God, that is gonna be so fun. Oh my
Girl,
God, I'm gonna take you in. Hold up, Miss Sislo. Do you go to see? I gotta find out what type of stuff you like to do. Like, I don't know if you like to do some of the things I like to do.
I
Like,
can't go to do
no,
that.
nowhere.
Strip joints.
Okay, so no. Strip joints is out the question, but like a nice, jazzy,
Oh yeah, I love music.
classy, oh
I
child, we got
love
some
music. I
joints.
love music.
We got this
I
place
love
called The
music.
Strut, and we got this place called Johnny T's.
Okay.
Child, oh,
I love
I
music.
can't wait.
I can't dance as well because of my physical condition, but I
Girl,
can.
be up in there trying to get my drink and order me some chicken wings, and I just be enjoying the music and
But
and,
I
and, and,
love
so, and
music.
socializing, honey.
I love music. Music, I can
Yeah.
but see, like I gotta tell you, I zone out when I'm into like jazz, and I'm there, like I'm scatting in
Honey,
that and everything. I get lost in music. I love music.
I am going to have, oh my God. If you come here, I swear, we're going to have so much fun. And I still have to get to your neck of the woods, too.
Oh,
I
girl,
know they
you
talking
know,
about this variant. See, I still got to get my shot. This variant, they said, that's coming out. They're telling people now that they think people should, like a lot of places are bringing back the restriction where you have to wear your mask indoors. because this new variant is spreading very fast when it comes to CV-19. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to get my shot by this weekend, and then hopefully within a month in July, the end of July, I'll have my second shot, because now they talking about brand new variants, and they said it's really, really strong. So
Oh wow.
you said they have not done anything to Dan Snyder for he did all those kids at Nickelodeon and Harvey Weinstein. Seven Hills still in the air and Dallas with us. Man, it's so sad, Tracy, not Stacy. It's so sad. And that's why I swear, y'all with little children. I'm gonna say this, and we gonna get out of here because we've been on here like an hour and a half. But I'm gonna say this. I know my sons, and y'all done met both my sons. They done both jumped on here at one time or another. But I know that I got on their nerves when I was asking them every week, every other week, once a month, all through their childhood. Let the coach say, "Oh, the boys come over for a cookout. We grill it. We making burgers, brats." If that coach even looked like he want to touch you, if that coach even looked like when they get home, I mean, and it didn't matter, and nothing against any of the coaches, because they have some really good coaches that I'm like Facebook friends with. So I thought they were like so cool, and shout out to all the good coaches and the good teachers out there. But nevertheless, I did it. Teachers, uncles, you going over your grandpa's house and your grandma's house? You okay? Anything happen over there that I need to talk about? When you a child that has been victimized, you know what it's like. So all throughout my children's childhood, I mean, Cam, he probably in there playing his video games right now, but they will tell you, Mama asks us almost every other damn day, every week, every other week, you know, to make sure that there was nothing going on and nobody was abusing them. I made sure to keep that open. And that's the suggestion I give to you parents out there who have small children. Don't sleep on anybody. I done had people in my family. I done been assaulted. Brothers, not me per se, but not brothers, but cousins, uncles, grandparents, neighbors. I know so many people who've been assaulted by people they know. I was assaulted by people that I know. Right in your face. On Sunday dinners, holidays. And it be so close to home. And you don't even expect it. Parents don't even expect it because they're not looking at their brother, uncle, grandpa, thinking they would do anything to their child. So even if you don't see any signs, keep the conversation open throughout their childhood. Let them know that you care. Let them know that you're there. Let them know that nobody, no matter if they threaten to kill you, your husband, your wife, your children, your dog, that you will still do something. You will do something. And that they will be safe if they come to you. You have to tell these kids that, because then if you, it's too often where they wait till they 20, 30, 40, 50 years old and say, I was abused by my uncle, by my brother, my cousin, my daddy, my stepdaddy, my stepmom, my auntie. So give them permission. You might not got to do it as routine as I did, but every now and then give them permission to speak to you, to talk to you. Because I'm telling you, as a child who goes through that stuff, sometimes your voice, you just be so silenced just out of fear. Literally, out of fear. So that's all I have to say on that. Any last thoughts you got to say, Miss Sislo, my beautiful sis?
I'm so glad my uncle home. We about to barbecue and cook. And okay, I'm sorry. I'm just
No, what are y'all about? What? What? I know July 4th is coming up. Y'all grilling?
Yep. His birthday is July 12th. So he's gonna be home just in
Oh,
time for his
sure.
birthday.
Well, I'm gonna be over my sis' house on the 4th. We always had a 4th of July at my sister.
I said I'm so glad my uncle was home so we get ready to barbecue and Then you got
Yep.
some watermelon and cream
Tracy.
pie. Huh?
Yeah, Tracy said keep an open door policy. Absolutely. And Carrie Ray, talk to your kids from an early age. Let them know no one should. Thank you,
And
man,
you know,
Carrie Ray.
I don't really celebrate. I don't really celebrate the 4th of July. Hey, give me 1 second. I'm on live. I don't really
Thank you,
celebrate.
Tracy.
I don't really celebrate the 4th of July because that's the day my mother passed. But
Oh,
I will be with my daughter to help her out. I am going to do that. You know,
I
I
can
mean,
understand.
I gotta think of it a different way. But right now, that's the way I feel. But I don't have anything else. I love you guys on purpose. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
And
Don't
we
forget
love
to
you,
like.
too.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and support this channel. I love you.
That's right. And make sure y'all hit up Miss Sislow's channel. And if there's any YouTubers in the chat who have a channel, feel free to drop your link or drop the name of your channel. You know how we always do. Tracy said, I feel like pick and choose what they want. I'm glad the Me Too movement happened, but it was a witch hunt. Yes, it was. I'm glad the Me Too movement happened. I hope that the Me Too movement happened and it kind of got a little silent. It kind of got a little silent, but I'm sure they are still working with that organization, building on that organization. We just haven't really heard a lot from that organization. But I am a Me Too survivor, so I'm that movement. I'm all about the Me Too movement. But again, I say, like Carrie Ray said, and like Tracy said, constantly talk to your children, even if you think there's no possibility that somebody could be abusing them. Just the way that you might approach them. Hey, hon, I just want to talk to you. You know, there are some people in your life who will bring harm to you, that will treat you like you're the most important person in the world. And that is what we call grooming. Grooming. Okay, I was groomed. At one point in time in my life, I was groomed. Somebody was buying me all these gifts, all these presents, all this, and everything that my mom and my daddy could not afford. We grew up in the hood. The hood, we was broke on food stamps, welfare, Section 8, WIC, commodity. Uh, we was when it was time for go school shopping, we was at the thrift stores. Like I grew up like on the struggle really with my parents. So there was this person in my life who came out of nowhere and they was like buying me this and buying me that and giving me this and giving me money and da, 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 da. They were grooming me. And then when it happened, I didn't even see it coming. I didn't even see it coming, child. And that is why I started my pedophile child survivor series. I only did one video so far. Like I said, I'm trying to do one video a month. And it's been about a month since I did the last video. So I'm about to do another video soon. But talk to your kids because it's usually always somebody near and dear to our hearts that's abusing children. Always. Almost almost in every single family. Like honestly, almost in every single family. I know so many friends and family members, co-workers. It's always like okay, we might have the crackhead, we might have the alcoholic, we might have the deadbeat daddy, the deadbeat mama, the beggar, all these people in our family. And there's a child predator, usually in every family. And on that note, everybody, look out for our kids. Look out for our kids. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and never, ever, 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 ever forget to keep it hood. Bye. Like and share the video. Bye, Tracy. Bye, Carrie, Ray, and anybody else in the chat.